We're good.
Right down to the last minute today. It's your fault.
I know.
Yeah.
Waiting on money.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Got to read our little sheet here first. As a recipient of federal funds and in support of Lawrenceburg's efforts to ensure non-discrimination and equal access to all citizens, turn off your phones. And the city gathers statistical data regarding participants in city activities. Therefore, we have provided a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey at this meeting. You are not required to complete this survey. However, the form is anonymous and will be used solely for the purpose of monitoring our compliance with Title VI and ADA, and it is located in the back corner of council chambers. Thank you. Okay, first meeting I'd like to open up tonight is Lawrenceburg Board of Works for December 6th, 2021. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
I gotta get Lenny straightened out here. He's taking the wrong microphone. All right, we got
That was planned.
we got board member Tony Abbott. Board member Tony Abbott.
Here.
We got board member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
City Attorney Dale Willen.
Here.
We got Mayor Kelly Milan
Here.
and myself.
Okay, any announcements, guys, for this meeting? I don't have any for this particular meeting.
I have none, Mayor.
I have none.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Okay, I got a couple of small things that I wanted to get your guys' approval on tonight that didn't make the agenda item, but you may be aware of them or may not. We have a Lawrenceburg Police Department officer is going to be resigning. We got the letter. Chief Snyder was made aware of it about a week or two ago, and HR got a letter today. His last day will be January 3rd. As you know, the police department has hired a new officer in the last 12 months, and according to their SOPs, they are able to pull from that same stack of applicants. As you guys know, it's the LPD. I believe they've told us it's a 9-step process is what they go through for their hiring of officers, and so their background checks and everything else. Their SOP allows them to go back 12 months from the previous hiring to be able to pull from that list of candidates. So what I'm asking tonight, though, is just the ability for the chief to go out and start the hiring process. So that's what he has asked me to ask you for. He's out of town this week. He's on vacation. But any questions regarding that?
I have none, Mayor.
I have none.
Okay.
I would like to say it's a shame to lose this officer. He's a great kid. Well, he's a great man. He's a
Young
kid to
man.
me. He's on my Little League team. And I hate to lose him, but he's going on better things for himself.
Yeah, I think he's got a good opportunity. I won't say what it is, but I think it's a good opportunity for him and for his situation and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
He's awful big to be on your Little League team, isn't he?
Said he was.
Just saying. Oh, okay.
That's why I won all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure you did. You stacked the team. Yes.
Is the vote to do that 3 steps that they asked for, or have they drilled it down even further?
They've already got a candidate.
Okay.
From the previous.
So the vote is to make an offer to that person?
No, the vote is just to allow them to go out and explore the hiring of the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll come back, LPD will come back with a name to HR, and then HR will come forward to us like the last time.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. I just want to make sure everybody's aware of it and it's out in the open. So, if no other questions, I would entertain a motion to allow Chief Snyder to move forward in their hiring process and proceed as their SOPs allow.
So move, Mayor.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The other thing I want to make you guys aware of is we had a retirement at Civil City that actually became effective December 1st. And I'd like to do an internal posting for that remedial foreman's job. The main reason, also, I was going to ask for this permission prior to finding this out, but MS4, I don't know how familiar you all are with MS4. It has to do with stormwater certification for your city. It's going to become a reality. We heard 2 weeks ago that actually at the first quarter of next year, they're going to come out with a lot more information about it, and we're going to have to do a lot more certifications and such. So it's going to be very important that this foreman and whoever's in his department or her department will be getting this training, and because we're going to be held to those standards by the state. I don't know any more details about MS4 than that at this point, but what I'm asking for tonight is so you guys give Jenny the authority to go ahead and post the internal job of remedial foreman, and that was the job of the gentleman that retired. Yes, sir.
Couple questions. Would that change the way the job title was listed in the CBA? With these qualifications or whatnot that you?
No, we will not change. Good question, because of the MS4.
Yes.
Part of the requirements on the job posting is going to say that they will be required to get MS4 certification when the time comes. So we're going to make that a mandatory item on the job bid itself. It won't reflect it in the job title, Tommy. It'll just be remedial foreman.
Now, will this be for both employees in that?
Yeah, both employees, because we've also looked at that remedial, I think you call it remedial maintenance person or something, or whatever the title is. I have to look, but Jenny and I were looking at that job description, and MS4 will be a part of that requirement as well.
The way that's listed in the current CBA as well, that has water distribution and water purification. Do we need that any longer?
No, and that's why we're gonna, the job description itself, or the job bid itself, it's just gonna be remedial form. Yes. That was done strictly because of the person that had that position had that license.
Correct.
And per the old CBA, yes. Good point. Thank you. Any other questions about that?
I have none, Mayor.
No.
Okay, if not, I'd entertain motion just to allow HR to post the remedial foreman internally. She'll post it starting tomorrow.
So she already has this position, job description written up.
It was the same job description, but we added the MS4 requirement.
Okay, just for clarification, when that position was in the CBA, that one with the distribution license and purification, there was more money on that. Now, most of your foremans make less than that.
It was 50 cents, I think, on the hour, so that will be less that amount for the license. Yes, good point. Great
Thank
point, actually. Yep. Okay. All right, so can I get a motion to give her the authority to post that internally?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys. And then the item that you have on your agenda is the 2022 employment contracts. Those are the contracted employees that are in the city. They're not part of the union. We can do this one of two ways. We can do it individually, or we can do it all as one. I think you guys had a chance to review all of the contracts. We had HR go over the numbers piece of it, so we made sure that whether it was hourly or salary, that they were correct. So I'd prefer to do it all at once instead of individually, but that's up to you guys.
Fine with me doing them all at once.
Mr. Roulette?
We have a total of 8 of them, correct? Or is
I'm
it 7?
counting them, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them.
Yep.
8. You okay with all of
I'm
them?
fine.
Okay. I just want to make sure you guys had a chance to review them, though you know
Yes, I did, and I
each of
wanted
them.
to let Mr. Weldon know he did a fine job of redoing them too. I went word for them, and I've seen the changes you made. I like them.
Good.
So,
Okay. All right, if no other questions, then I would entertain a motion to approve all of the 2022 employee contracts that you have in front of you, the 8 contracted employees.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And by the way, you guys, for council, you guys approved the budget that includes
Correct.
that, all that. So they're
Yeah, I
they're
read
correct
that.
according to the budget.
Good.
You might need to get Mr. Kennett a towel over there to wipe the sweat off, so.
He was sweating.
Like, why is he getting so jittery over there?
Yeah, that's a good one. All
I can
right.
buy you a shaver.
Yeah, he does need one of those. Him and Messmore both. All right, guys, I don't have any other new business, nor do I have any old business for this meeting. You guys got anything?
No.
I have nothing, Mayor.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn this meeting.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Okay. Next meeting I'd like to call to order is the City of Lawrenceburg Utility Board meeting for December 6th, 2021. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
Yes, you can. We got Board Member Tony Abbott,
Here.
Board Member Justin Noppert,
Sir,
Board Member Tommy Roulette,
Present.
Board Member Lenny Fryman,
Here.
Board Member Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
We got City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
We got Utility Director Billy Kennett.
Here.
We got President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
All righty. Any announcements, Mr. Kennett?
Yes, sir, Mayor. Would like to make one announcement. We've received a lot of phone calls today. The mail is running slow this month, and so the utility bills have not been received. And we started getting a lot of calls today on that, and we did follow up. They were mailed out. It's just the postal service is slow this time of year, and so they're on their way. They just haven't been received in a lot of places yet.
How come they never call when they're not free?
Well, the thing of it is, they haven't seen them yet, so they don't
Oh,
know.
there you go.
Now,
That'd be a
this
nice
is,
surprise for them, right?
Yeah.
this is the zero balance
Yes.
Correct.
billing,
Yeah.
right?
Zero
Yeah.
balance, yeah, which is a tremendous thing that the city has done for its residents, and, you know, we certainly appreciate it. It's a great thing, and what a great time of year to pass that along, so thank you very much.
Absolutely, they did. Okay, any other announcements?
Nope, that's it.
If no other announcements, I'll approve the motion. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
so move.
Second,
Second?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any new business, Mr. Kennett?
No, sir.
Old business, looks like we had an update for the fairgrounds?
Yeah,
Way?
just some quick updates for you. The fairgrounds, we're still waiting on those pedestals. So that job is on hold. It'll take about 2 weeks once we get those pedestals in, but that's just taken forever to get those in.
Okay.
Horizon Way, we're about halfway finished up there. It's going a little bit slower than we expected. That's just a tough subdivision with everything the way it was installed, all the underground utilities, and there's a high-pressure gas line that runs through there. So we're a little bit slower than where we wanted to be at this time. The third thing is a financial review. I sent the scorecard out. We are still very fiscally strong, very pleased with the results that we're getting out of the electric, water, and sewer department. We have strong reserves in both the operating fund and the depreciation fund in all three utilities, electric, water, and sewer. So financials, we're definitely watching our money, and it's showing with the results that we're getting. So we're very pleased with the financials. Any questions on any of that?
That's why you didn't have to sweat in the last meeting. You're doing good.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. Hold his feet to the fire. I like that.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right. Anything else, utility-wise? If not, I'll entertain a motion to pay those claims.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to call to order the City Lawrenceburg Council meeting for December 6th, 2021. If everyone could rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Okay, Mr. Fetty, roll call, please.
Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Albert.
Sir?
Councilperson Tom Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
We have City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
We have with us Utility Director Billy Kennett.
Here.
And we have the Mayor Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, under announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs for the downtown, Mr. Abbott.
I have none.
All right, for streets, alleys, and curbs up on the hill, Mr. Fryman.
All good, sir.
Wow. That's unusual when you don't have Tony or Lenny. I know, be careful, right?
We could think of something.
Careful what you ask for. All right, finance report, Brett Bondurant.
No report for finance, but if I may, can I touch on the
Absolutely.
alleys and curbs up on the hill? I had two requests for, what street has the mirror now? Is that Heiner Heights?
Heiner Heights?
Correct.
Two requests to put one on Corey, facing the opposite direction. The same day, almost 30 minutes apart. I don't know if that was both of them, but is there any?
Did Corey ever have one? Did anybody know?
I don't know. I don't know that they have.
I don't remember ever seeing one up there.
But now that the bottom side of 48's down, where they can come back this way,
Yeah,
it's totally blind.
we can,
Can
absolutely.
we throw a mirror
do
up there?
it. Yeah.
And there's a light pole perfectly placed right there.
Let me,
Huh.
let me make a note here. Yeah, we can do that.
I wasn't aware if they ever had one. I didn't know if maybe they did and it got removed during the rehab.
I mean, it's the same scenario. It's that sharp
Same
180
scenario.
bend. I mean, it is really
Yeah.
similar. So
I guess we could just shut the road down again. Not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Although I've used that road a lot. We don't want.
I'm happy it's open.
yeah, I
Looks
think a lot
really
of people
good.
are.
It's
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
it's nice to stay off 50.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll check into that. That's at Corey, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Noppert.
I believe Arch Street Park is back fully open again after we had some repair on the turf.
Yes.
Some glue that didn't adhere well. We had a warranty. They came out, fixed it, and took care of all that. And then I think I've talked to a couple of you guys. Love to hear from you other ones too. Just talking through we had approved Mario to go out for bid, to look for some other options for the turf in that one area, in the kind of a midway in between the pavilion area and the new park. And we're just talking through different scenarios with how we can make that aesthetically look as pleasing as possible still, and also solve the problems of the well-worn path of dirt going up to the civic park without just concrete in the whole thing, or just something, an alternative to that could solve the problem and also maybe provide some nicer aesthetics than rather than just concreting the whole thing. So if you guys have any ideas about that, feel free to come chat with me. And
I think
I kinda got
Ryan's
one.
got a really good idea.
Fair-
What'd you say?
Can I hear?
Idea.
Hey, I got to get that in the minutes right here. What'd you say, Tony, again?
I said, I heard Mr. Fryman has a really good idea.
Go ahead, Lenny.
Well, I was gonna ask for a Ferris wheel up there, but I know that's not gonna happen.
Neither
But
one
I
next
think, I think you talk about it being real hot up there
Where?
at the park. I think it'd be nice to have a little splash park right there in that middle, because you're gonna conquer, if you're gonna concrete it, throw that little splash park in there for them kids, push the button, stay cool. I mean, that's just a thought. I think it's be pretty nice.
That's a good thought, but, I heard this was coming.
Come on, Mayor, I
And-
was going to hit
and
you,
listen,
but you've
I-
been so busy, I haven't been
I'm-
able to talk to you.
Listen, I'm all about doing whatever we got to do for our kids, but let's be a little realistic. Let's try to, anyway.
How about,
Ferris wheel might be better.
how about one fountain coming up out of the middle?
Well, let's rethink. We can go down and get one at Lowe's.
Sprinkler out there.
Yeah, sprinkler with, we can put some holes in the hose for misting station or something. Here's my, listen, you guys are the decision makers, but I'm gonna give you my opinion on it.
I can hear this, you build it, you gotta maintain it.
That's number one. Anything you build, you gotta feed it, right?
Is it a
Number-
want or a need?
One or need. Number two, thanks, Tom.
Wonder a need.
Well, these guys haven't been with me that long. They know it all.
We've been browbeat to death, we know all this stuff.
If you do it there, you're gonna have to do one up on the hill, is the third thing. I'm telling you, if you,
Lenny's fine with that.
I know he is,
I'm happy with that.
but you guys gotta realize if you don't put like we did over at the park over here, the splash park, the reason we don't use a lot of water there is it's all the recircling and you don't have to treat it. There's stipulations on that. Number one, it's a very expensive thing to do. And you're talking about a lot of money if you're gonna put two of these fountains or two of these splash parks in. And I think we've spent a lot of money on these parks in the last couple of years. Just because something works. Listen, I think what makes this civic park special, and I'll be the first to admit it, I was against the splash park, but it would have been the stupidest, craziest decision not to put it in, because it's the most utilized thing in the city.
Amazing, yeah.
So I would have made a bad decision on that. That's why you got other people making decisions. But anyway, why take away from the one thing over there that seems to make it special? Okay? And then you put it in the Art Street Park, and then you're gonna have to put one at Ludlow Hill Park. What's next, George Street? Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. But that's my
forget George
opinion.
Street.
That's my opinion. I think there's something, if you want to do something creative in that spot, I think it's large enough to do something creative. But I don't know. That's a really nice park. There was a lot of thought that went into that park by community members and others. But that's just my 2 cents. If you guys,
Well, I'll
I think we ought to maybe take a look at some options or whatever.
I think it's
I think-
good. Go ahead, Lenny. Sorry.
Yeah, I think, you're talking, we're just hearing numbers of 50,000 just to concrete it. And
I've never
what do
heard
you
that.
think? Well, it's just numbers we're hearing. And
I
then
didn't
what
hear
is it, what do you think it would cost to put a splash park in there?
I don't know.
It's just an option to look at.
Well, we're-
going to do something with it.
Our first bid on the turf was like 43. We got another bid that's in the 20s on that. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good conversation to have. And I think there's also maybe some potential for grant opportunities in the future. Our parks are amazing, top notch. I think it's worth putting just a blip on the radar to talk about it. Obviously that would be epic, to have a splash park there at Archery. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Is it feasible now? I think, kind of going full circle here, back to option B instead of all concrete or all turf. I think softening those edges to get the well-worn areas hardscaped or paved, I still think there'd be opportunity to do that in the future without having to tear everything back out. So maybe that, if we did come back around on this next
Yeah.
year,
Well, no, I think that if you guys have some other, if you guys want to explore that, then now's the time to do it, because you either want to do it in the spring or before you open the park, or not do it until after the season's over. But don't forget, I mean, Arch Street, we already have some ongoing issues with, sometimes, bigger kids are getting in the way of the smaller kids. We've all read it, we've all heard it, we've all probably seen it. You put a splash park in there, you can't keep these teenagers out of that splash park.
it's almost
And people are gonna complain. They're gonna complain because my little 3-year-old
Got ran over.
got knocked down by this 14-year-old boy or girl. And
What
it's
you
gonna
looking at me
happen.
for?
Well, you look about 14. But I'm just saying, I mean, 'cause, we all get those calls. I know I get the calls about things over there. I mean, I've made many a trip down here after work just to check out when people have sent me pictures of so-and-so climbing on this or whatever.
I apologize for that.
You ought to stay off there. But hey, let's talk about it. I mean, I'm open. If you guys want to do.
Options, I mean, we're just talking about things
Absolutely.
that, we don't wanna put a whole lot of money there, but, I mean,
Find
it's
something.
gotta be fixed up. It's just something to think about.
I think
Make a recommendation.
Absolutely.
We have a parks meeting, the next meeting's our parks meeting. Maybe we could come back with some thoughts then and try to hash to them.
I love it. It's a great idea.
And maybe get a small rendering of what you're saying with the walkways. I have the vision in my head of what you're talking about, but I don't want to put a lot of concrete in there.
Yeah.
I like the green space
I do
myself,
too.
but I think we could all discuss more of it in our parks meeting.
Sounds good.
And if you want to, good, that's a good option, Tommy. Good.
Could you, in the meantime, Mr. Mayor, is it worth you making a call to Maxwell, since that was very recent, and just saying, hey, just give us just a crazy ballpark
Yep.
number, just
Absolutely. We can do
we're
that.
gonna do this, a splash pad, and then at least we know kind of what we're getting into. If we
Yep.
start to discuss it into next year, we say, hey, this is,
My ballpark for that would, would probably be $100,000
I
for a splash
I
park.
think, I agree.
Time you do the piping and everything.
Well, the thing is, we've never really talked about, I never thought about up on Ludlow Hill. That's
You had to plant
another
that
option.
seed, Mayor.
Or-
What's that?
You had to plant that seed about Ludlow Hill.
Well, because you know what? They deserve it too.
Well, how about a splash park in Arch Street Park and a wave pool up on there where the tennis court is on Ludlow Hill?
All right, where we at in the?
We're almost,
a 6:30.
we're almost at 6:30,
We
yeah.
got a 6:30 additional appropriation hearing, right, Mark?
Yes. We're getting
I got
very
one-
close
Good
to that.
discussion, Tommy.
got
I
one-
take your advice and
I've got one
Yes.
quick thing on the parks for the next meeting.
absolutely.
An update on the Newtown Park.
Oh yeah.
We were supposed to do something
Yep.
with that. It hasn't ran for a while.
Yep. I think we've contacted the guy too, but I'll get an update.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You
I'm
guys
done,
give me a
Mr. Mayor,
long
on
list
parks.
here. What's that?
I have
Are you
nothing
done
further.
with parks?
You started all this.
Can we go to fire department, Tom
I
Roulette?
have nothing to report, Mayor.
Okay, we got 2 minutes. I just want to make a couple of announcements before we break it, or pause at 6:30 for, this is just a hearing, right, Mr. Fetty? For the,
Approval.
it is approval?
Yeah.
It is approval? Okay, why didn't it say that? Okay, all right. Utility bills. I have been contacted by, I can't tell you by how many residents thanking council or thanking everybody. And I want to tell you guys that I get a lot of the, get to do a lot of the stuff in public for this stuff, but I really never try to hesitate to give credit where it's due, and it's to you guys for approving this stuff. Those utility bills, I'll tell you a quick story. I go to McDonald's every morning for my wife before I come to work and get her a latte, right? I'm henpecked. She's probably watching. I don't care. But anyway,
I can back that story up.
Yeah, he can. He sees me go down by, you do too. He's hollering at me in line. But anyway,
Knowledge in you.
exactly. But anyway, there's a lady down there that waits on me every day. They know my order by just listening to my voice, okay? And just couldn't do more thank yous. I mean, just 3 or 4 times, tears, you know? I don't think we realize sometimes, you know, these people, a lot of people here are on a fixed income, or they're, you know, paycheck to paycheck, or they're unemployed. They're not, you know, having, you know, they need a break, and that $140, $150 means the world to them. I got an email from a lady that says, you know, what this means is I can have a step up on paying my bills for the next month. You know, that, I have gotten, Channel 5 got a hold of this, Channel 12 got a hold of this. I got a call from Bloomington, Indiana today from a radio station interviewing me about it. And I'm gonna tell you guys, you're making a difference in people. That little bit makes a difference in people's lives. And you guys need to be commended for that. Anyway, we gotta stop at 6:30 and then I'll finish up. But 6:30, I would like to pause. It's actually 6:31. And we will now have the additional appropriation and reductions hearing part of it. Anyone can speak about it. Anybody from the audience have anything to add about the additional appropriations? This is something we do approximately twice a year. To try to adjust the budget to make sure everything comes out right.
Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
I have a little bit of reservations about the NR redevelopment.
Uh-huh.
I noticed that we put a substantial amount of money in there. My question is, I know, you know, from their last meeting, the amount of money that they have in their budget now and what we actually put in the budget for 2021. I'm sort of beside myself on why we're putting the additional money in there. So I went through and seen where the money was going. I can honestly say that I'm not in favor of the one purchasing of the one in business here. So there again, I'm a little by myself, so to speak, putting that money in there for the non-reverting redevelopment.
Okay.
I don't know how anybody else feels about it. I know I've talked to Mr. Noppert about the business that we're talking about, and I'm just not sure of it. I think throughout the city, there's other places that we could buy that are blatant or, you know, bad shape instead of buying a business for the amount of money that we're putting into this.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
I didn't go into great
No, I
detail.
don't
didn't know
want
if
to,
you
we don't
wanted
want to, we don't want to make that public
I see
because it's just it's amount of money that's made public. It's, what's being done with that money will become public once it's a done
Correct.
thing. It's about a contract right now, so you can't really say anything.
It's one thing, I sort of agree with him. I would like to see a concrete plan in front of me, what we're gonna do with this
Mm-hmm.
before we buy it,
Okay,
you know?
all right.
But again,
Don't-
to that, I feel knowing what monies they have and what we budgeted for 2022, why do they need this substantial amount of money as well? That's, you know, sort of
In addition to what they have.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, this is for 2021,
Yes.
to get us through 2021, the additional appropriations.
But again, they still have substantial amount of money in their budget in 2021. I have the figures right here. I mean,
Right now, their capital budget is sitting at about 132,000.
Yeah.
I think the intent was, in the event this contract were to go through this year, they would encumber those funds. I think it's their thought, so if council would not want them to do that, they probably should.
I think maybe, did you hear maybe what was not full, maybe the number you're thinking of that they had at their last meeting was they not accounting for some of the money that was already spent?
What it could be their fund balance maybe is what they have available, not necessarily their budget balance.
Yeah, it's two different things. Budget balance and fund balance is two completely different things.
And one thing to keep in mind, I mean, just, at the last meeting, we had the redevelopment ordinance where basically.
Ordinance 13.
Yeah. And the thing is, it is important when you do the budget, as far as the council, this is your one vote, whether it's on the budget in any one of these funds or whether it's an additional appropriation, this is your one chance to get to vote, because if you do appropriate it and you approve this tonight, then it's up to the redevelopment board how they want to spend that $425,000.
Because it's not contracted, it's not currently under.
No.
No.
And they
No.
cannot do that.
Yeah, so they could.
They can't do that unless they
No.
have the money.
And I think it would be important, just having two outspoken people having reservations about this, that maybe we have a executive session
Well,
regarding this.
I would go one further. I think y'all you need to talk to redevelopment.
A joint session?
Well, I have spoken with Director Messmore about it.
Yep, but I mean I think with their board as well.
Yeah.
That way, they can tell you why they're in favor of it, maybe, and hey, bottom line, it comes down to, if you guys appropriate the money, they like Mr. Fetty said, I mean, they have the opportunity then to.
So for clarification, then, when I read, states Director Messmore read financial report, the fund balance as of November 2nd, 2021 was $1,714,000.
That's a fund balance. That's
Yes.
not not
Okay.
the budgeted money.
So would that 450,000 come out of that money?
Yes,
Yes.
it comes out of their money,
Comes out of their money.
out of their fund money. Okay,
Been appropriated to spend.
yes.
Sitting there, you guys have to appropriate it to tell them that they can spend it.
So this is our check and balance.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very, very good way.
So-
I have no problem with that, except I would like to see a plan that why are we buying it?
Well, this is the plan that I got for why they wanted that money, so.
But that doesn't tell me what's going in there.
You mean you want to know what that
End
might
use.
look like
End use.
at the end result? I think that's a good discussion to have. Why don't we do this then?
Yeah,
we
any of
can-
these items you can
Yeah.
subtract from it. You can't add anything to any of these items, but you can subtract off any amount that you want off any of these items.
Yep.
Or you can wipe the whole amount off, but you just can't add anything to any of these numbers. That's why there's lines off to the side where, if you approve it all, then basically it's all the numbers go out. If not, you can adjust any of them how you want. And the thing is, if you have any question, that's why I got Brittany here tonight too, because her and myself will be able to answer any of the questions about any of these additional appropriations or reductions. And most of it's self-explanatory, but there are a couple of them that, that you may have questions with.
I know I'm on that board, and I know I don't know exactly what we can and can't. It's probably best not to talk about it here. But I think it's a good idea. I think it's going to eventually, it's going to improve our city as far as the looks. And what goes on afterwards, we really haven't got an idea yet. So, I mean, it's just,
I agree to
I
disagree.
just don't know what to say and not get in trouble.
Well, let's do this. Is that the only item on the appropriations?
Yeah, I looked through the rest
you
of
have?
it, and I'm good with it. I mean, it all makes sense to me.
Let's,
But what we have in a non-reverting redevelopment,
All right.
doesn't make sense to me as and again, as Mark stated earlier, our hands are tied now, once that we did that ordinance number 13, so once we give them the money, and I, have nothing against what they do, but they can do whatever they want to do from that point on with the money.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only time I feel like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I have saying this, whether we appropriate that money or not, if that makes sense.
Brittany, of that number, what is definitely that they definitely need this year? Is there a certain part of it that they definitely need that they already have obligation to?
They have 132,000 sitting there, 175 of that is currently under contract, so they would need at least
50,000.
about 50 minimum. That doesn't include any other,
Anything else that they may want to do? But of course, it's getting towards the end of the year, but it's nice to do it and encumber it, that way you don't have to worry about it next year. But I see both sides.
What?
You could also approve this appropriation with the understanding that, this is just an accounting function. Technically, I guess,
No, it's,
in order to influence decision that they make, I mean, I think they wouldn't move forward if redevelopment wouldn't move forward if city council didn't want them to.
I
They-
think
they-
after we did that ordinance,
They probably,
no saying that.
they probably wouldn't, but
They
they
could.
can do what they want.
They
Yes,
can wait till January. and-
Well, it's already stated
Well-
in their minutes that they brought it up, that they were going out to get.
Well, it's, let me say it this way. When you guys approve the budget,
Correct?
whatever's approved in that budget, you're saying it's okay for them to spend it accordingly, right?
I understand.
So what
I
you're
understand
saying
that.
now is, this is your time to be able to ask the questions about this, and I
That's
can
how
respect
feel. I
that.
mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
I think the
Can we-
reality is too, I don't think in this particular case, the ship's gonna sail. It's not,
Oh,
could, but I don't think it's gonna hurt anything if we take this out of
Mhm.
today and we have that meeting. And I know it's more logistics and stuff to have to, have another appropriation meeting if
Well,
necessary.
we would just do it next year. I mean, we're in December. This is the last one we're gonna do for this year, but we would.
I mean,
do
it's
it next
December,
year.
right? So
Yeah, we would just do it next year.
even if it's next year, I mean, I if time was of the essence, I
Right.
think it's one thing, but yeah.
okay. How about if we do this, though? They gotta have 50,000 appropriated. I mean, and so I would suggest this I'd entertain a motion to approve what ordinance number is this?
This would be number 16.
Let's call the meeting back into order, though. 6:42. So we can get it on the,
Are we still going, or what we
this
doing?
was a hearing.
Oh.
We were at the hearing, and then
Okay.
I want to get it approved. at
Yeah,
the
okay.
meeting. So, ordinance what number? I'm sorry.
16, I'm sorry.
16? Okay, can I word it this way, and then if you guys have a different way, then we'll reword it before anybody makes the motion. I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 16-2021, which is additional appropriation and reduction ordinance, with the appropriation of the NR Development Fund being only $50,000. Everything else would stay the same. You shaking your head? Yeah. Is that
So that means,
applicable to what you guys were wanting right now?
I would feel better, yes.
Okay. Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
hold on a minute,
Okay.
because I don't know, I mean, I'm for it. But
Well, then you can vote accordingly.
then how do you vote? We're going to say 50, and I say we should give them all of it. So you can't say nay. If you say nay, that's saying
You have
nay on all
Then
of
you have to
it,
make a
right?
motion, Lenny.
You can vote nay and then,
You vote no now, then make a motion after,
yeah.
Make a motion
Unless
that,
it passes.
unless it passes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we sit you over there by yourself, so you vote alone.
yeah, I know. I know.
Probably does. Just not
I understand since you're on redevelopment, I understand what you're saying. But you got to vote the way you feel.
Okay, but now, this will be brought up again. We're going to okay for what, 50,000?
That's to get
But
to the
then
end of the year.
The rest of this will come back again?
We're going to
is that
have a
what you're
meeting
saying?
with redevelopment to discuss it.
Okay, so then we can say yay, and then,
Yes.
All we're doing is we're
About that.
requiring further clarification and
okay,
And some,
that'd be,
an exercise
ideas, I
of
guess.
some
And the
discussion.
50 covers the
Yes.
current obligation.
Yeah.
Without the new one.
Right.
So you're fine, you're not gonna,
it's not
redevelopment won't.
for the total amount.
Right,
Okay,
exactly.
To get them through the fiscal year 2020.
2021, yeah. All right.
Okay, once again, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve ordinance number 16-2021 as written, except with the exception of NR Development Fund will only be at 50,000 and not 425,000.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Thank
And
you.
I will get a meeting set up, guys, so you
All right.
guys get some.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Meeting with All right. Okay, Mr. Fetty, Riverfront Development Fund Ordinance.
All right, so since that was 16, this will be number 17, dash 2021. And what this fund, and I think most of you kind of understand and had a chance to look at it, it's just changing the Civic Park Development Fund, which was created back in, 2017, and we're going to change this to the Riverfront Development Fund. I think most of you understand we had our last work session with the Riverfront Development. So any money in this fund will be moved to the Riverfront and can be used to anything on the Riverfront Development. Eventually, if it's closed, if you read down our number 5, eventually if it is closed, any money left in there would go back to the MDF. So any questions with this 17-2021?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? If not, entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 17-2021, which is an ordinance repealing the Civic Park Development Fund and establishing the Riverfront Development Fund.
I'll
So
move,
moved.
Mayor.
Justin?
Second.
Lenny, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Okay, I got a couple here. City of Lawrenceburg Comprehensive Plan Adoption. We got a resolution. A couple of you were on the committee. I hope you've had a chance to read through the comprehensive plan. What you guys just approved for the Riverfront Development Fund is a big piece of the comprehensive plan, and it wasn't really designed that way, but it came together like that. And so the Riverfront is going to be a big piece of the comp plan, and as well as some housing and how we affect our population down in the city. When I talk about in the city, I mean all of the geographic Lawrenceburg. But okay, what you have is this is resolution number 18?
No, resolution number 11.
Oh, 11. Huh. Why is it?
Ordinance resolution.
Oh, this,
This is a resolution, right? Or is it an ordinance?
hold it.
Resolution 11.
The other two are ordinance.
Yeah, the other two are ordinance, this is resolution, yep.
Okay, we're gonna have to go back.
Really?
I screwed up.
You're fine.
I think I screwed up. All right, resolution number 11-2021 is a resolution adopting the comprehensive plan for the city of Lawrenceburg. This was, there was a hearing and a approval at Bza, Planning Commission, last Wednesday, I believe. So what I'd like to ask, any questions regarding the comp plan?
I was honored to be on the committee. Looking forward to that, but like I think I mentioned last meeting, I had reservations regarding if there's going to be anything tangible we can go after, and as we've done on many vision plans and comp plans over the past, we've identified the Riverfront as a underutilized resource that we have here, and that again, like you said, Mayor, to reiterate, that was top on the agenda, one of the top things.
On the survey as well.
Yeah. And I mean, the other thing I think is that was a challenge to me was population growth.
Yeah.
We got to figure out a way to attract and retain talent and folks that, so, our kids and our family members aren't moving out of town. They're trying to get them back in. So got to find a place to house them. We have some of that on the docket, and there's more to be determined.
Yeah, absolutely.
It needs to be a part of that process, though.
Absolutely. Okay. Did we vote?
Nope.
Can I get a motion to approve resolution number 11-2021?
So move.
Second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I want to back up. I just want to make sure that we don't miss a step here. On the ordinances, I misread those. I thought they were resolutions. I want to go back and just make sure that on ordinances, as I said numerous times before, that if they're approved unanimously, that doesn't make us go back and have a second and third reading. And both of these were approved unanimously. So is there any objection to us just going ahead and accepting that as the approval in of those particular ordinances?
No objections.
Yeah, that was my mistake, but they were both unanimous.
Yeah, I mean, it was both 5-0. If one of them wasn't, I would have said something, but
Okay.
they were both 5-0.
Well, I usually make that,
Yeah, you usually iterate that, yeah.
yeah, and I should have, but thank you. All right, I had a couple of, well, let me go through here. Bza Appointment. I had one name given to me, a gentleman, and we reached out to that gentleman over here in town, and he is more than willing to take that appointment to the BZA as a council appointment. His name is Rudy Ramey. And is there any discussion about that, or if not, we'll get a motion to approve him? And
It's fine with me, and Mark might want to say something. Mark knows him pretty well, grew up with him, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I played baseball with him back when I was like 10, 12 years old, and didn't run into him for a lot of years. And then all of a sudden I saw him back in town. I was like, what are you doing here, you know? And it was a great guy. Everybody will like him. Very good guy.
I'm glad he wants to be a part.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
biting at
Really?
the bit.
Is he good?
Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, they reached out to him. He's very interested. So,
First thing he wanted was this plan come.
oh,
He wanted to read it, he wanted to go through it.
good for him.
Good.
All right, then I'll entertain a motion then to approve Mr. Rudy Ramey as the BZA appointment for City Council.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we get to old business, I just wanted to make a couple of previous announcements. I wanted to thank Main Street for last Saturday was a great opening to Winter Wonderland. You couldn't have gotten any better weather.
Yep.
But we had a packed crowd, and so that was exciting. I know it was a lot larger than years past. The tree lighting this past Sunday, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, went. It was just great as well. And if you haven't had a chance to go over and visit the Civic Park under the lights, AJ Waltz will charge you, but he does good pictures. And my wife is making, I think we're taking the grandkids. So anyway, but it's beautiful over there. And I can't say, Michelle, you and your staff did a really nice job. Really nice.
I just want to say one thing about that.
What are you going to say?
I seen a picture of somebody trying to ride a little pony about yay tall. Now,
I was
what
holding the
in
pony for
world
the
was
parade.
going on?
I was holding the pony. That pony couldn't have held me.
That's what I'm saying, that poor pony.
That pony, though, stepped on my big toe.
He jumps on our park equipment before it's done.
Uh-huh.
Now he's riding little.
I know, just like a kid.
I did see him on Santa's lap too. Saw that picture.
Santa?
Yeah, I did get a little question about that one. Yeah,
Oh, I do want to mention a little bit about that.
yeah.
You know, it was an honor to be asked down at the community center to be the Santa Claus. I really enjoyed that. That was really a blessing.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. But I did have the mayor on my lap, and I was trying to keep that away. I wasn't going to say nothing about that.
I hear you.
I'm sure they're all tuned
I told him he was
Hey,
a bad,
Lenny.
he was a bad boy.
What if kids are watching this?
Huh?
We're live.
I was
Well,
thinking the
yeah,
same
they was
thing.
all there. They seen him on my lap.
But what if there's kids at home watching this?
He's bad. He was a bad boy.
Now there's,
I'm
now
sure
they
they're
know
all
who,
tuned in. Must watch TV.
now they know who Santa was, Lenny.
We'll go on.
Well,
Anyway, all right, any old business, guys?
they went, you're right.
I have none, but I would like to say thank you to you, Mayor, and to the city of Lawrenceburg for the condolences and the flowers for my father-in-law.
Well, I was going to mention that in comments, but yeah, quite all right.
Thank you.
Phil, prayers for the family. That's for sure. Any other old business? Comments from the audience? Yes, ma'am?
I was getting ready to say that before he
Yeah.
adjourned.
Boy, she is on the ball.
You know what,
That's the second time.
Gene? Thank you.
And we got
Thank
2
you,
sets of
thank you,
minutes,
thank
too.
you. You know what? Before we go to comments for the audience, from the audience, can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
How do you vote, Gene?
Mo- Now can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from November 22nd?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Gene.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, I really messed this whole agenda up tonight, didn't I?
I've not done bad myself.
Anyway, any other comments from the audience, Gene?
I just wanted to say thanks for the breakfast with Santa too.
It was good. Mr. Richardson and his staff did a really nice job down there.
Now,
Yes,
did
they
you
did.
sit on Santa's lap too?
Well, I did have to sit next to Santa because my grandson didn't really want any part of it. So I said, how about I'll sit here and you sit on my lap? So that's what
Thanks a lot, Gene. Just blow my bubble. Appreciate it. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No idea.
Is that your moving expense?
No, my neighbor, she got one, and it was some initials, something initials, in Indianapolis. She went, "Oh, I got one, I wanna know." I said, "Someone got it, why they're getting $100?"
I have no idea, Lee.
You know, Laura Benning, she got her checks, and she cashed and bought groceries. I was hoping any good, come, they wrote a bad check, and he come down.
So the check did cash, huh? It must be coming, I would assume it's coming
I know
from
they
the,
get a moving expense. That's the only money I know they're supposed to get.
Yeah,
okay.
have Tony take a look at
They
it.
said they weren't getting anything back from the utilities. I said, we don't pay utilities, how we're getting that, that don't make sense.
Well, we've encouraged landlords that include utilities in their rent
That's our rent.
to pass that utility savings on to the tenants, but we cannot force it. We have encouraged it every time we've announced it, actually. So,
They said they take so much out of our rent to pay utilities, so
Yeah.
we're not paying them personally,
right.
we're paying them, but not
Right.
billing.
Well, the intent is that as a residential
So it don't make sense.
grant to help residential
Nobody wants to get
expenses.
$100, they got the check, they cashed it, okay.
Maybe that's what, maybe they gave them.
Could be.
I think it has to do with the construction piece of it, of the building. But I'd heard about a moving expense, but I didn't know if anybody who was writing those checks.
That's the only thing I know that they would get is a moving expense.
Okay.
Now, did the ones that have moved, are those the ones that got the checks?
You know, the bar got one, and somebody else in the building got one too.
That's probably the moving expense check, because I heard it's gonna be around $100.
Some kind of initials from Indianapolis.
There's a meeting, I have a meeting set up with those folks right after the first of the year. So we're going to get to the bottom of a couple things. Anything else? Comments? Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming. If no other comments, I would entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn. Lenny?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, everybody, for coming.